I'm just curious about the leaks for the month. I don't know what it's find that out.
Well, it unfortunately is going to slide for right now.
So
Wasn't able to sit down with the spreadsheet and go through it.
And I also believe we have
It unfortunately is going to slide. It unfortunately is going to slide. It unfortunately is going to slide. It unfortunately is going to slide.
We did the equivalent of your report already, I think.
he talked, I think we're just kind of doing a combination. We wouldn't let her go, but he talked about what he worked on in staffing analysis, capital projects, DWR reimbursements, reporting, Ranchito well.
I'm just curious about the leaks for the month. I don't know what it's find that out.
Well, it unfortunately is going to slide for right now.
So
Wasn't able to sit down with the spreadsheet and go through it.
And I also believe we had a geyser here somewhere for a while and lost a lot of water, so.
Yeah, and we're not going to be able to determine how much we're actually leaking out of the raw water line, because now we've determined that we're leaking back through the control valve back into Lake McClure. So it's not a matter of looking at a loss of the raw water and saying that's entirely out of leaks in that line.
is that,
And that's exactly what I was concerned about last month when I saw that almost the entire amount that was pumped out of the wells went back somewhere. What I was concerned about last month when I saw that almost the entire amount that was pumped out of the wells went back somewhere.
I was curious about the leaks for the month. I don't know if it's, we'll find that out.
Well, it unfortunately it's gonna slide for right now.
So,
Wasn't able to sit down with the spreadsheet, and go through it. It's,
And I also believe we had a geyser here somewhere for a while that lost a lot of water, so.
yeah, and we're not gonna be able to, determine how much we're actually leaking out of the raw water line, because now we've determined that we're leaking back through the control valve back into Lake McClure. So it's not a matter of looking at a loss of the raw water and saying that's entirely out of leaks in that line.
is that,
And that's exactly what I was concerned about last month when I saw that almost the entire amount that was pumped out of the wells went back somewhere.
you mentioned the,
Refill the lake from the ground.
you mentioned the leak going back in, is that before or after the meter? Is our MID meter before those valves or after?
After.
Okay, so we're just, it's leaking, are we pumping it and leaking it
Yeah.
back in? So
Yep.
like we're paying for it and then.
I don't think it's coming back off that meter when it goes, I don't think it turns the meter in reverse.
It's a German meter.
Go spin back.
You'll be paying for it, sending it back, because it'll continue totaling forward, and all it's counting is pulses. It doesn't know which direction the turbines go.
There was no forward from reverse. Huh?
No, it does not. It knows a
That's nice.
cubic foot or acre foot or whatever it's calibrated for.
I don't think it's double registering. I don't know exactly, I'd have
That's
to.
why we have an engineer.
Huh?
That's why I have an engineer. To tell us.
Oh, yeah.
We'll look at it.
Anyway, yeah.
Haven't looked at it yet.
Which one? 'Cause okay, we'll get there. Anything else for Ms. Wilkinson? Okay, thank you, Cindy. Are you done with your report? Anything else you want to go over, Pete?
No, I just, the capital projects and the operations
Okay.
report when we get there.
I know there's you handed out a memorandum from Jeff. Do you want to hold that until later, or?
That is part of item D, 5D.
Is this my stuff here?
5D? Okay.
Yeah, that's the capital project list.
Okay, all right. Then we'll hold that till 5D. I didn't know where you wanted that in. All right, Randy, your turn.
Wait, can I?
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead, you had a question. I didn't know.
Yes, I just, your comment on the intake pipe from the PG&E, and I thought we talked about that we were gonna reimburse them for the cost of that so that we could get that done. So
This
they were
is
asking.
Randy's report right now. We're going to Randy right now. This is Randy.
I thought this was
Did we get you public
Yeah,
comment?
all right, never mind. I'll ask Randy.
What did the public comment say they didn't have anything? No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't catch that.
Wow. It's hard when we bounce all over the place.
Yeah.
I'm getting confused now.
He thought Randy's report was your report. He wanted to ask you, but I told him it's Randy, so
Okay.
we'll let Randy present, then we'll go forward.
All right.
Well, you guys have read mine, obviously. Dan has questions, so I guess we'll start there.
Well, my question is on Pete, I just think I just can't believe we're allowing this PG&E to get away with this, and I can't believe that we're allowing our water to be leaked out of here. And I just think it's time for that to be done. And it seems to me that we agreed that we were going to reimburse PG&E for what they were asking for costs in order to get this done.
Correct.
So,
And if you read my report, it says that they still have not called us back with a date to do so. I can't tell them to come out and do it
Okay.
tomorrow.
but, okay, so you have been in contact with them,
Yes.
And told them that we would do that.
Multiple times.
Everyone involved.
And it was, what was fantastic is when I got an email and a phone call from our new customer relationship manager, who called me to tell me that the power was going to be out in the Alamo area for a period of time. And I said, thank you very much. Now I want to talk about a response to this leak. And of course he had no information on it, and he checked with his higher ups and came back and said, here's the number to contact, and tell them you want a task for shutdown. And it was the main PG&E number. It was the main report a problem number.
Where is that out of? Where is that? Who are you? Merced.
But it's still, I've worked with all the people that I know in Sonora as well too, to try to get them to get things charged up. But it's not going to go away. Just other than pulling a political string.
Our new rep, what's his name?
Oh God,
I have my emails. I don't know.
Alfonso or something. I think it's just it's a power. It's really
The individual that contacted you,
yes,
the companies have really gone to what they call an outage management program.
right.
So you say it's a rep, but it might just be notification that you're going to be out, because the PG&E and any utility like that is judged on how many minutes of interruption they have. So when they have an interruption, they want to get it fixed very quickly. So that rep might not have anything else to do other than outage, and that's probably why you got that. He's not I'm going to say a rep that's going to help us, other than tell you, hey, your power's going to be turned off. It's a customer notification or courtesy call. That's probably all they're doing for you. So
At
you
this
know,
point,
I was really excited.
I believe you're right, because Pete and I have both got the same response. This is the person you need to contact as your district representative. Okay, we called that person. He tells us these are the steps. Okay, let's start these steps. Okay, we'll get back to you. Now nobody knows what's going on again. The guy just disappears.
the only thing I would say in career-wise is if you go down to PG&E and you go to the planning department and face-to-face and say, who's my planner, how do I get this scheduled? That might be the only other way to move the ball or move the bar to get this, because, you know, unless you get in their face and you're there and da-da-da-da, you know, they have a lot of other issues right now with the storms and everything else. This is not a priority, but unless you can really get down there and get to them, a phone call, they're gonna say, we'll schedule you, but that may or may not happen, because I've seen it over and over again. So this is a suggestion, if you wanna make an appointment, find out who your service planner is, because it's gonna take what we call a service planner to, I'll say, put the job scope together or whatever to do the work, and then they acquisition everything. So just a suggestion for if you want to try to avoid the phone game and the email game and all the things that we do today in today's society to try to communicate. Going down there and making an appointment with the guy and say, hey, here's what I have. You know, we have a community. If this pole goes down, it takes down a line, we're out of water, whatever you want to story you want to tell them, it's up to you. So just a suggestion.
Okay.
There's no hope of putting a temporary ban on that or anything. Just
We can't. The leak's underneath the pole. You know,
They're afraid the pole will fall if once we
That's
start
right, that's right, that's
excavations. Yes. Okay. All right.
Maybe that is the plan, let the pole fall, I bet you get it fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, but then we don't have any pump power.
That's miniature.
correct. But it'll get the pole moved.
Anything else, Randy, you want to go on your report?
No, just let, if you guys have questions.
Where was this leak that you were mentioning?
That was on Paraje.
Okay, that's right.
That's actually one of the scheduled roads with SCCI. They just didn't wait for us to get there.
Okay.